once mighty army of Azeroth lay among the blackened and charred remains of Stormwind Keep. Those that escaped fled across the Great Sea, bringing tales of the suffering they had faced at the hands of the Orcish hordes. Eager to engage in battle once again, the Orcs constructed ships of war to bear them across the Great Sea. The Orcish warriors yearned for the sounds of battle to fill the air and looked to the far horizon for new blood to spill. Using the weapons forged by their new allies, the humans made haste to prepare for the onslaught. While dwarven cannon were being loaded, others armed themselves with elven steel and mail. United in arms with new allies against a common foe, mankind stands at the shores of destiny and awaits the coming of the Tides of Darkness. Due to your position as regional commander of the Southern Defense Forces, Lord Tyrannus commands that you raise an outpost in the Hillsbrad foothills. It is rumored that Orcish marauders have been raiding coastal towns in the area, but whether these attacks are part of a greater horde offensive is as yet unknown. Your outpost is to provide food and information for Alliance troops, and as such, should be a community consisting of at least 4 farms. You must also construct a barracks in order to safeguard the Hillsbrad operation. The mysterious elves of Silvermoon have sent a contingent of archers south to survey the supposed Orcish threat for themselves. Our spies report that shortly after passing through the Altaric grasslands, the elves were ambushed by Horde troops. It is believed that these elves are now being held in a small prison camp near the northwest region of Terran Mill. Lord Tyrannus, fervently hoping to enlist the elves into the Alliance, has asked that you search for the missing warriors and deliver them to safety. The elves have sent a cadre of archers to assist in your quest. You will also be provided with plans to construct an elven lumber mill and the Sylvan craftsmen to operate it. With the safe return of the elves from the loathsome clutches of the orcs, the Council of Silvermoon has resolved to combine the armies of Quel'Thalas with those of the Alliance of Lordaeron. As a show of their support, a mighty fleet of elven destroyers have been sent to help safeguard the Lordaeron mainland. In preparation for the arrival of these ships, Dalen Proudmoore, Lord of Kul'Tiras and Grand Admiral of the Lordaeron Fleet, has ordered that you begin the construction of naval facilities near the township of South Shore. There is some suspicion that the Horde has constructed a secret base near the mainland, so it is imperative that you begin building your defense with haste. Having established some order in the region with a display of naval power, Admiral Proudmoore advises that the time has come to search out the secret lair of the orcs. Scouts report that this base is located somewhere within the Zuldare region of the Channel Islands, just southeast of Hillsbrad. Lordaeron artificers have completed designs for a foundry. With this new innovation, you will be able to construct transport ships that can ferry your troops across large bodies of water. These vessels should provide great assistance in the completion of your task. Although the Horde has been driven from the shores of Lordaeron, it has left the townships of Hillsbrad and South Shore in ruins. It is clear that the war will cost the Alliance dearly. Impressed with your victories against the Horde and the destruction of the Zuuldair base, the High Command has decided to dispatch you and your troops to the main battleground. The forces of Stromgarde and Kultaras are stationed along the northern border of Cosmodan, fighting to keep the Orcs from advancing into southern Lordaeron. An Orcish outpost, nestled near the ruins of the ancient dwarven city of Dun Modra, has repeatedly beaten back Alliance troops and ravaged the surrounding farmlands. You must reclaim the nearby island keep at Tol Barad and then launch an attack upon the outpost. Following their defeat at Dun Modra, the Orcs were forced to retreat south across the Fandol Valley to a secondary outpost at Dun Algaz. Lord Lothar, hoping to push the Orcs even further back into Cosmodan, has ordered that you destroy this newly discovered encampment. To aid you in your mission, you will be able to employ knights who are eager to engage the Horde in glorious battle. Advanced scouts report that they have located Grim Batol, the primary base of the Horde's refinery operations in Cosmodan. Seeing a chance to strike a decisive blow against the Horde, Lord Lothar has ordered that you infiltrate Grim Batol and put an end to all Orcish activity there. Once Grim Batol has been destroyed, Lothar believes that the Orcs will have no further use for Cosmodan, thus pulling their forces back to the mainland of Azeroth. Victory could secure the shores of Lordaeron and greatly impede the Horde offensive. With the destruction of Dun Modra and the downfall of Grim Batol, the Orcs have completely withdrawn their armies from Cosmodan. While your victories have been notable, the menace of the Horde still hangs over the head of the Alliance. Lord Lothar has stationed your troops in the Northlands to protect the borders of Quel'Thalas. Troubles have arisen in the township of Tyr's Hand, with the local peasant population in a state of minor revolt. You must quell this uprising and then summon the Knights of the Silver Hand to watch over the populace. To maintain order in the region, you must search out all of the Horde forces in the area and destroy them. With his paladins keeping vigilant watch over the Northlands, the Archbishop's assistant, Uther Lightbringer of Lordaeron, has come to offer comfort to those who are suffering the misfortunes of war. Lord Lothar has entrusted you with the protection of the Paladin's commander and his entourage as they travel to the island township of Kyardero. Following the battle at Kyardero, a number of renegade Alterac soldiers were captured. A crew of Alterac sailors were also caught assisting the Horde during the battle and have been placed under close guard. Under the edict of Lord Lothar, you are to restrain the prisoners until they can be escorted to the capital of Lordaeron for interrogation. Lord Lothar sends word that the Alliance has been betrayed. Lord Perinold, sovereign ruler of Alterac, has been working with the Horde since the beginning of the war. It was Perinold who provided the Orcs with the routes of the Elven Strike Force passing through Terran Mill. The rebellion at Tyr's Hand was also started by Alterac spies in hope of concealing the Orcish mining facility located there. The High Command has decreed that the nation of Alterac has committed treason against the Alliance, and their union with the Orcish hordes must be broken. You must free those unjustly held by Perinold and enlist their aid in launching an attack against Alterac's capital. With the destruction of Alterac, the Orcish armies in the north have staged a massive retreat. Admiral Proudmoore sends word that Gnomish submarines have located the Horde's main naval base near Crestfall. Proudmoore believes that the Orcs plan to launch the remainder of their armada and retreat to the mainland of Azeroth. Lord Lothar has ordered that you destroy the base at Crestfall before the fleet can escape. The remnants of the routed Orcish fleet have managed to reach the northern shores of Azeroth. Admiral Proudmoore believes that the Horde will attempt to reinforce their main fortress at Blackrock Spire. Leading a large strike force of Lordaeron troops, Lord Lothar was sent to attempt a parley with the Orcish chieftain Orgrim Doomhammer. No reports have been heard in days. Assuming the worst, Admiral Proudmoore and King Terenas agree that it falls upon you to stage a final siege upon Blackrock Spire. The feral dwarves of the Northern Wildlands have offered the service of their Griffin Riders to assist in the decimation of the foul orcs that have desecrated their homeland and slain the leader of the Alliance forces. The orcs have been driven from the Northlands as the hulking remains of Blackrock Spire lay silent amongst the freed lands of Azeroth. The battered remains of the once mighty Horde have rallied to protect their last bastion of hope, the Great Portal. With Lord Lothar dead, you have been given the duty of leading the forces of Lordaeron to ultimate victory over the Horde. A victory that lies with the destruction of the Great Portal itself. Quiet settles over the Black Morass, with the blackened, burning remains of the cursed portal serving as a solemn reminder of the evil that once stood here. After the long and savage battle, you stand victorious over the tattered remnants of the once mighty Orcish hordes. Those orcs that survived the conflict have fled to the northeast in hopes of escaping your vengeance. You allow them their reprieve, knowing that the power of the Horde has been forever broken and that the lands of Azeroth belong to its native sons and daughters once again. The Orcish hordes lay vanquished as the triumphant armies of the Alliance stood vigil over the evil gateway that had brought the orcs into Azeroth. Calling upon the arcane powers of the Archwizard Khadgar, the fury of the earth and skies were unleashed upon the Dark Portal to destroy it once and for all. Blinding light dimmed, an eerie glow fell across the Black Morass, for though the portal was destroyed, the rift that joined these worlds at war yet remained. Lord Khadgar, Keeper of the Eternal Watch and Master of the Mystic Citadel of Nethergard, has sensed a dark power gathering around the remnants of the rift that lies within the Black Morass. He believes that a new Orcish invasion is imminent and has urged the Alliance to act. The Elven Ranger Alaria and a small band of her elite guard have been sent as escorts so that you may gather reinforcements to counter this threat. Your travels to the castle of New Stormwind will lead you across the paths of both the paladin called Turelian and a mercenary captain known as Danath. Engage their aid during your journey, as their leadership may be needed by the Alliance in the dark days ahead. A great host of orcs have reconstructed the Dark Portal and now lay siege to the citadel of Nethergard. The Horde still maintain their hold over the great winged dragons of Azeroth. A faction of these creatures, seeming to have grown to crave the taste of battle, have become willing allies with the orcs under the leadership of a great black dragon known only as Deathwing. Danap has been asked to raise an army from New Stormwind to relieve the beleaguered forces at Nethergard and drive the Horde back towards the portal. You must lead the forces of Azeroth in an attempt to break the vanguard of the invading Horde, for unless their assault is stopped, they will gain dominion over the Black Morass. Having broken the momentum of the Horde offensive at Nethergard, the time is ripe for a decisive counterattack. The High Command agrees that a strong assault upon the fortress that the Orcs have raised near the Dark Portal may well end the conflict before it has rightly begun. The Archwizard Khadgar, however, believes that the Orcish hordes may not be here for the sake of mere conquest. He believes that if the portal can be captured and not destroyed, he can uncover the purpose for the Horde's present invasion into Azeroth. Elven scouts bring chilling news from Azeroth. A tearing of shadows heralded the arrival of the mighty orc shaman Ner'zhul and his guard of death knights within the royal library of New Stormwind. Unleashing their black magics, they slaughtered all who opposed them and then fled into the night with their prize, the Book of Medivh. This serves to confirm what Khadgar has gleaned from the Battle of Nethergard. He is convinced that the Horde is attempting to learn how the great sorcerer opened the rift between our world and that of the Horde, known in the Book of Medivh only as Draenor. With countless domains to plunder, the Horde will become an unstoppable power. The High Command believes that our only recourse is to venture through the portal, both to reclaim the Book of Medivh and to ensure that the Horde can never again threaten Azeroth. Having fortified your position on the Hellfire Peninsula where the portal is located, the time has come to establish a fleet to attack the surrounding clans. The Orcish shipyards of Zeth'Kur lie nearby, and for our plans to progress, you must destroy them and the ships of war that are stationed there. While the Horde has been stunned by the ferocity of your attack, our presence here has driven the clans to new heights of fury. You will be unable to maintain this foothold for long against their numbers, so your victories must be daring and swift. Kurdrin, Griffin Rider of Northerron, has returned from his patrol with vital news. He has located the hidden fortress of Auchindoun and the battlements that serve as stronghold to the Bleeding Hollow clan. Alaria's rangers also report that they have seen a massive force moving towards the north and suspect that these troops are staging for another attack upon Azeroth. Although the Orcish army is too large for your forces to battle alone, you may be able to launch a raid against Auchindoun. Should your strike succeed, you would force their army to retreat, or be cut off and destroyed. Raise the fortress of Auchindoun and retreat before their forces can rally against you. The arcane powers that surround the blazing ruins of Auchindoun have made urgent the summoning of Khadgar to the lands of the Orcs. The destruction of the Bleeding Hollow clan was not without great price, however, for both Kurdrin and his Mount Skyrie were captured by the Horde. While examining the remains of the great fortress, the Archwizard has learned not only the location of the Book of Medivh, but also that another artifact is needed for Ner'zhul's plans to reach fruition, the Skull of Gul'dan. Khadgar believes it will be possible to destroy the portal and permanently seal the rift created by Medivh if he can acquire these artifacts. A great mountain isle lies to the northeast, atop which the black dragon Deathwing dwells. The Skull of Gul'dan lies within his lair. Alaria and Khadgar have agreed to aid you in stealing away the skull and, if possible, destroy the great dragon. It is rumored that Orcish tribes live on this island and offer captives from the Great War as sacrifices to Deathwing. If you can rescue them, they may know of some weakness in the creature. Seeking out the artifacts needed to seal the rift has given the Horde time to mount a strike against us. A great orcish armada threatens the coasts that you have captured, and the armies of the Alliance have been hard-pressed on many fronts. Our only chance for victory now lies in obtaining the Book of Medivh. All knowledge of the portal rests in the keeping of Ner'zhul and his Order of Death Knights at the Fortress of Shadowmoon. You must storm and raze the strongholds that guard the coastline of his lands, so that our forces may be brought to bear in an effort to isolate and destroy his cursed sanctuary. The towering spires of Shadowmoon reach upwards as obsidian blades to cleave the hostile amber skies above. The corrupt heart of the mighty shaman's power is within reach. Press your attack, and the bane of Ner'zhul and his Order of Death Knights will be wiped from the face of Draenor forever. By destroying this dark fortress and claiming the Book of Medivh, Khadgar will be able to close the rift, and Azeroth will be rid of the orcish hordes once and for all. Although the fortress of Ner'zhul has been destroyed and the Death Knights scattered, neither the Shaman nor the Book of Medivh has been found. As Khadgar and Turalyon use their magics to search the ruins for some clue as to the location of the Mystic Tome, a gnomish flying machine descends, bringing news from the Hellfire Peninsula and the portal. A multitude of orcs have laid siege to the fortifications at Hellfire. Although the attacking warriors are not well equipped, their sheer numbers may spell the downfall of our forces there. You must take command of the Alliance armies at Hellfire and break the siege before our troops are pushed back through the Dark Portal. We must withstand their charge long enough for the Book of Medivh to be recovered and the rift forever sealed.
You have proven your strength in battle, but none can stand against the combined might of the Horde. We of the Laughing Skull clan, however, seek advantage from the turmoil of this war. With the aid of your strongest warriors, our clan can gain dominance over the northern clans of Draenor. Do not show surprise, human. Only the strongest survive within the Horde. You must secure the passes across the Blade's Edge Mountains and destroy the stronghold of the Thunderlord clan that dwell there. We will supply you with warriors and supplies culled from our villages. In return, we will give you the Book of Medivh, which we seized from Ner'zhul's stronghold before your armies could destroy it.
Khadgar has discovered that although the Book of Medivh was stolen from Ner'zhul, the ancient shaman has learned enough of its secrets to conjure his darkest spell. Over the blood-red skies of Draenor, huge dimensional rifts appear, crackling with the cosmic energy of the twisting nether. Alaria's scouts report that Ner'zhul and his followers escaped through the largest of the new rifts as Draenor felt the first of its death throes. The tremendous energies emitted from the converging rifts have succeeded in breaking down the fabric of reality in Draenor, unleashing massive earthquakes and tidal waves upon its shores. Unless the Dark Portal is closed on both worlds, Azeroth will be subject to an enormous backlash of energy resulting from Draenor's catastrophic discorporation. Using the combined powers of the Book of Medivh and the Skull of Gul'dan, you must return Khadgar to the Dark Portal and seal the rift between Azeroth and the doomed world of Draenor forever. As the flames die to embers and the arcane energies that once bound two worlds slowly fade, the Dark Portal crumbles into dust as its powers subside and dissolve. The finality of what has been done here becomes manifest. The moment is shattered as volcanoes erupt in fiery fury, as the earth begins to shake beneath your feet. The world of Draenor is dying. Khadgar motions towards the remaining rifts created by Ner'zhul and beckons you to follow him. The warriors of Azeroth under your command gaze upon the rifts with uncertainty, but to remain would be suicide. Knowing that their beloved Azeroth is safe from harm, they gather up weapons and wounded companions alike as you lead them into the swirling, unknown reaches of the twisting nether.